All right, Paul, can you explain in 3 minutes or less why guilty people join search parties?
So when someone guilty, which we've seen in many of the videos that we've done, turn up to a search party, the main driver there is threat reduction. So after a crime, their brain is dealing with a really high level of state anxiety, which is they can't predict what other people know, right? So absence feels really risky because it creates a very clear anomaly. And presence feels safer because the group setting is going to dilute attention. It's basic attentional diffusion rather. And the more people that are around, the less any one person stands out. Now, once they're in the group, they settle into the behavior around them, and they start to replicate it. And they do that without much thought. And that's essentially just social conformity. Humans match the tone and pace of the people that they're with automatically. And the guilty person relies on that because it lets them borrow the group's emotional cues. So they mirror the urgency, the concern, and the general rhythm of the search, which makes them look aligned with everyone else. And of course, then there's also impression management, which you hear me talk about an awful lot. And after a serious incident, communities build really fast judgments about who seems engaged and who doesn't. And by being present, the guilty person gets to shape those early impressions. They make themselves available, they ask a few predictable questions. They look involved enough that people unconsciously downgrade the suspicion. It's really a simple reputational strategy. Manage the narrative before the narrative manages you. We saw that with the case of those two girls in Yorkshire, I think it was. And then, of course, you've got cognitive load. So stress, which is a huge thing, limits how far people can think ahead.
Right.
And they stop planning and they start doing whatever brings immediate discomfort down to a comfortable level. So a search party gives them structure and movement, which then lowers that psychological pressure. It's not clever, but it's just a way of keeping the internal noise under control. So the behavior that you see isn't confidence, even though people sometimes mistake it for that. What it actually is a mix of reducing threat, hiding inside group conformity, managing the social story being built around them, and then dealing with the cognitive strain that they've put themselves under. And that's why it happens so often, and why it looks really less planned than people actually assume.
Wow, interesting. Well, that is 3 minutes. So if you've got a question you'd like answered, pop it in the comments and amazing. Yeah.